Another week, another batch of signings are imminent, with one officially done as Hull City signed their third loan player of the summer, the 10th player of the transfer window, in the form of Chris Bedia. Oh yes, on loan, Chris Bedia, the striker, the goal scorer, comes to become a Tiger for a year with the option of making that deal a permanent one, the loan deal a permanent one at the end of the season following into next summer. So let me go through what my thoughts are on this transfer, what Hull City have said on the transfer, and what it could mean for Hull City's striker department as it looks to be strengthening week by week, as we saw Mason Burstow get signed last week, and this week we've got Chris Bedia with possibly some more additions in that forward line to come. So let's crack into what Hull City have said on the transfer. Hull City delighted to announce the arrival of Ivorian forward Chris Bedia on a season-long loan from German Bundesliga side Union Berlin. I don't know why I was going to Union Berlin. The deal for the 28-year-old to become the Tigers' 10th summer signing includes an option to buy to make it a permanent deal next summer. The powerful frontman has scored 61 goals in 258 appearances during his spells with 7 clubs in France, Belgium, Switzerland and Germany, where he featured 7 occasions for Union Berlin. His most prolific goal-scoring form came in the form of his time over in the Swiss Super League with Severette, netting 31 goals in 68 matches over 2 years, contributing to the Les Grantas 2023-24 Swiss Cup success. So, not that long ago, last season, maybe the season beforehand, during that time, where he managed to his best goal-scoring season. So if he's coming in off his best form to Hull City on a loan, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining whatsoever. Our strikers definitely do need to be grabbing some goals. He appeared in 4 Champions League qualifiers and 6 Europa League group stage games last term, scoring against Genk, Rangers, Sheriff Tiraspol, Roma, before his January move to the German capital. Bedia has also played in France's League 2 with Tours, his first club, Troyes and Sochaux, for whom he notched 12 times. The Belgian Pro League for Charleroi and Zulzilwagen. Completely butchered all of them names. I'm very sorry, but we've got Chris Bedia. The 6'3", key point there, I'll come to that in a minute. 6'3" attacker is capped by Ivory Coast at under 17, under 20, under 23 level, and was involved in the Elephants 2013 African under 17s triumph. Bedia, this is now words from the man himself, who has got a fresh haircut, may I say. I'll come on to that in a minute as well. Bedia said, I'm happy to be here. I'll try my best to score a lot of goals. I want to perform very well here, be happy and make sure the supporters are happy too. I will try everything to be fit and focus on scoring goals. I like to take the ball and play with the midfielders, a lot of movement close to the box. I spoke to Tim Volta before coming here and he told me to find good places in the box because I'll receive a lot of balls from the left and right wingers. Welcome, Chris. Well, he certainly will be receiving a lot of balls into the box. Hopefully he can convert them into goals for Hull City, and that would mean that he'll be having a very goal-prolific time at the Tigers. 6'3". That's one of the key factors I would like to bring into this one. 6'3". If Oscar does leave at the end of this transfer window, as it is speculated with the incomings of some quality strikers, whether it's a loan or a permanent deal, will remain to see at that point. But at the moment, he is a Hull City player. And at the moment, we do have 3 very, very strong strikers. Bedia, 6'3". He can score with his head. He can put a ball into the box and it's not going wasted. Where it may do with Mason Burstow, who isn't quite as pacey as he can be to get in the box. Bedia, he's got a little bit of pace. As he said there, he likes to play with the midfielders. He likes to get the ball going. He likes to be part of that build-up play. And as well, if he gets into the box, Ryan Giles whips in a cross. Will Jarvis whips in a cross. Liam Miller whips in a cross. Any of these players whipping a cross to him, he can either score it with his head, his feet. We know how strikers can score goals, don't we? But Chris Bedia, he can do that. He's got a track record of doing it very, very recently. as recently as last season when he left in January, his most prolific goal scoring time, where he spent 2 years over in the Swiss League. It certainly seems like a match made in heaven for it to be a loan deal as well. Maybe if it doesn't work out this year, we don't necessarily have to sign him on. If it does, we can sign him on and we can extend it and have a fantastic time with Chris Bedia at the front line. And it's also not a thing where he has to start every game. It's I can see him maybe having a role similarly to how Aaron Connolly did at the start of last season, where he was coming off the bench, grabbing a goal or two off the bench. Because Bedia's got a little bit of a track record with injuries, but definitely more fit than Aaron Connolly is in the long case of scenarios. But Bedia, he seems to be a fantastic forward man. Bench role, starting role, whatever, I have a lot of confidence in him. Probably the most confidence I have in any of the strikers we have at the moment. Of course, we'll wait and see what factor he plays into the squad. It seems that Oscar will have the starting role nailed down for a little bit of time. If Bedia comes on and grabs a hat-trick in 5 minutes off the bench, I can quickly see that changing. But we'll wait and see. As he has been at the club now, I think, for a full day, up to the point of the signing. And obviously, he's got today with training and tomorrow as well, before the trip to, before the home game, sorry, against Millwall. I presume that he will be involved in the matchday squad in some capacity. Probably a bench appearance. As I said, Oscar seems to have the striking role nailed down at the moment. But I'm very, very sure that Tim Walter will put him on the bench. And if the option arises to give him his debut for the Tigers, it will come in that Millwall game. As Tim Walters openly said in the press conference today, Millwall, they play with a lot of power. We need to reply back with our own power, and that being Chris Bedia. So a very, very strong signing. That's the 10th one of the summer for the Tigers, the third loan one. So we've got still 2 more loan players to see who they are. I'm very, very sure that this will not be the last signing of the week, as there is quite a few names getting thrown around. About 5 more signings I would suspect Hull City to be making before the deadline. And of course, if you do want to keep up to date on all of Hull City's transfer dealings before the deadline, and of course I will be live on deadline day to see in the final few transfers, make sure that you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel here, as I do keep you up to date on everything Hull City. I'll have my prediction and preview video out tomorrow ahead of our championship home fixture against Millwall. Of course, that's the 12:30 kickoff, everyone. Make sure that you remind yourselves, because of the new dodgy Sky deal, which I'm not going to get into, because we've got Chris Bedia. We've got 3 quality strikers now at the club. Hopefully that can convert into goals, which means points in the Tim Walter setup. So Walter ball seems to be kicking underway, as the signings, well, they're kicking in at the moment. So we will see how this all pans out. But I'll see you in the next video. Up the Tigers. Go on.